Okay, I guess we're ready to get started. Just give me a second. Um, Alright, here we go. Away everyone, this is Regulus Pastor. Welcome back to Higurashi no Nakakoro ni. This is Minagoroshi the 7th arc. Let's boot this up. Yeah. So what's new with me? Might as well start with that. Because I'm not gonna really have time to talk about stuff during all of this. So I'll be voice acting, of course. I tried Dubai chocolate yesterday for the first time. It's interesting. I've had the inside of it before as a separate dish, knafe, or konafa, as it was presented to me because I was eating in an Egyptian place when I first tried that. But the Dubai chocolate, the inside of it and that has actually reminded me of halva, which is like a ground sesame paste that's sweetened with honey, I think, and it's like a dessert in the Middle East. I tried that once. What else? Just a little while ago, because the Steam Spring sale started, I picked up the next arc, Matsuri Bayashi. That's the final canonical arc. Oh, sorry. And so yeah, that's of note. Excuse me. Neons have officially commenced at 10:41 a.m. Tomorrow I should be getting something, and it's relating to Silent Hill 2, the remake of which I'll be playing tomorrow. So I'll be excited if I get it in time to show on stream. I'll probably have to check every so often during that stream to see if it's come yet. But yeah, so let's get into this. I tried to set the mood with was it Dancers Number 7 the track is called, but I don't know if it was even registering because I have it set to the audio that my audio interface is processing to capture all the audio that is playing on the computer. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. We are trying to pressure the child consultation firm in the first floor of the Okinomiya library. We're making an appeal, and we're trying to lay it on hard for them. So yeah, let's go on.
と、意気込んできたのはいいものの、待たされるな。
How long are they gonna make us wait?
あそこで暇そうにしてる人たちが話を聞いてくれてもいいと思いません？
Those people seem to be free. They should let us talk to them.
あそこにいるのは一般事務員だよ。
Those are just general office workers.
私たちはちゃんと話すべき相手と話さなきゃならないんだからさ。
You have to talk to the actual social worker responsible for the case.
待たされるということは、世の中にはこういう相談事が多いのかな。
I wonder if they're busy because they have a lot of cases like this.
どうなんだろうね。
I don't know.
考えてみれば、ここの職員が暇そうでちょうどいい気がしてくるよ。
I wish they didn't have so many issues to deal with.
虐待の相談が繁盛しているようでは、世も末なのです。
She's putting on her little girl voice again. This world is tragic. So many kids are being abused. 1 second. I need to crack this open. It's blackberry bubbly. It's my second today, and I haven't been drinking as much of this since I found the blueberry nectarine sparkling water from Wegmans that blows this away. I have to compare it to like the pamplemousse flavor of LaCroix. But yeah, this is a second best. But yeah, the water in my pitcher is still refrigerating, so I don't want to drink that just yet. I'll wait to see who it is before I read that, I think. Let me guess, it's Rika.
After 30 minutes, they finally called my name. I wrote down my name at the registration, as Mio can't let them know she's from the Sonozaki family.
今呼ばれた前原ですけど。
Oh, after 30 minutes, they finally called my name. I wrote down my name at the registration, as Mio can't let them know she's from the Sonozaki family. I'm Maibara. My name was called. I went to the receptionist to find a uniformed older lady. She must be one of the office workers Mio mentioned. Was she really going to be the one dealing with us?
前原さん、
Hello, Maibara-san.
本日は5人でいらっしゃってますが、どういうご相談でしょうか？
I see you're here with 4 other friends. How can I help you today?
The only thing I wrote on the registration was that I wanted to talk about Hojo Satoko.
昨日、ひなみ沢分校の千恵先生から通報があった、北条聡子の保護についての件です。
Well, we're here to talk about Hojo Satoko's case. Chie-sensei from the Hinamizawa branch school called and made a report yesterday.
それで、ちょっとお話ししたいことがありまして。
We would like to discuss the case.
前原さんと皆さんは、北条聡子さんのお友達ですか？
Are you her friend?
はい、
Yes,
クラスメートです。
we're classmates.
お話の内容ですが、概要をお聞かせいただいてもよろしいですか？
Would you please give me a general summary of what you wish to discuss?
実は北条聡子の件なんですけど、虐待はなくて様子見みたいな話になったと聞きました。
I heard that you guys put a hold on it because you determined that there wasn't any abuse happening.
それで聡子の状況についてもう少し詳しく説明がしたいと思いまして、今日来たわけなんですが。
So we've come here today in order to explain Satoko's situation in more detail.
わかりました。
I see.
もうしばらくお待ちください。
Please wait a few more minutes.
That was it from her then. A real social worker should be coming here to talk with us. She was just asking us basic information. With that done, she was talking on the phone and explaining to someone what I just told her.
何を聞かれたの？
What did she ask?
今日は何のご用事ですかって聞かれたぜ。
She asked me why I was here.
もうちょい待たされるのかな。
She told me to wait for a few more minutes.
こういう無意味な待ち時間ってイラつきます。
I hate waiting like this.
ミーはさっきからポスターとかチラシばかり読んでいますが、楽しいですか？
I just posters and advertisements you've been reading that interesting me?
虐待を見たり聞いたりしたらご通報くださいなんてのがいっぱいあるよ。
I see lots of flyers about abuse.
だから私たちみたいなのが来ても決してお門違いってわけじゃなさそうだね。
I guess we came to the right place.
虐待の目をつむ地域、みんなの目だって。
Report the abuse before it escalates.
これって川柳なのかな？
Check out that slogan. Check it out.
言われてみればそういう啓発ポスターがいっぱい貼ってあるな。
There's a bunch of posters with slogans like that in here.
さすが児童相談所だぜ。
I guess that's what the Child Consultation Center is for.
内側に貼ってもあまり意味がないと思いますです。
Is there any hope if it's inside the building now?
Rika-chan was right. They should be posting them all over the city, not just inside the building.
前原様、
That was awesome when there were child abuse posters that were like vertical and only when you got to like the kids height level could you see the bruises on the kid in the poster, and also the hotline number to call. Maibara-sama,
大変お待たせしました。
thank you for waiting.
2番の相談室へお入りください。
Please go to room number 2.
お、呼ばれたぜ。
It's our turn now.
行こう行こ
Let's go. As we walked, we soon saw rooms numbered 1 through 3.
う。へえ、
Hmm?
銀行みたいにカウンター越しに普通に話すのかと思ってたぜ。
I thought we were going to be talking at the counter like you do at the bank.
個室になってるのか。
But they have individual rooms.
多分、プライバシー保護のためだね。
I guess it's for privacy reasons.
相談する内容はほとんどの場合、あまり人に聞かれたくない内容だと思うから。
Most of the people who come here don't want other people listening to their conversation.
そういう家庭内のトラブルを囲んで見えなくしてしまう土壌がきっと児童虐待を助長してしまうんだろうね。
But I think abuse might be increasing because people try to keep the issue quiet.
家庭問題は見て見ぬふりをするのが美徳っぽいとこって確かにありますね。
People tend not to talk about their family issues.
Room number 2. It's this one. As I knocked, I heard the voice of a woman telling me to come in.
失礼します。
Hello. It was a very small room. Well, I should say it was narrow. It wasn't wide, but it was very long. There was a counter in the middle, which split the room in two. The woman was sitting on the other side of the counter. She told us to take a seat, but there were only 2 chairs. I sat down since we registered under my name. Mion wouldn't sit because she felt that the Sonozaki sisters shouldn't be in the front. Rena tried to offer the seat to Rika-chan, but she refused too, so Rena ended up taking it. It was such a tiny room that it was better for us to take a seat. It was very cramped with the 5 of us.
申し訳ございませんね。
I'm sorry.
普通はご両親が2人でお見えになることが多いので。
We usually expect to see the parents, so we only have 2 chairs. I understand that.
それで今日はどういったご相談でしょうか。
Sorry, getting an itch in my ear. So, how may I help you today?
俺が代表で喋っていいのか。
Should I do the talking?
俺たちはひなみ沢分校に通っているもので、北条聡子の友人です。
Well, we're students from the Hinamizawa branch school, and we're Hojo Sato's friends.
昨日学校から通報があって、相談所の人が聡子のところへ行ったと思います。
The school reported that she was being abused at the Child Consultation Center, and I believe that a social worker went to her house last night.
ただそこで緊急性がないと判断されて様子見になったと聞き、相談所の方が事態をよく把握されてないんじゃないかと思って、その辺の説明に参りました。
We heard that you put a hold on her case. We're here today so we can explain to you how urgent the matter is. Mion nodded. It seemed like I was doing okay so far.
説明と申しますと、どんな説明でしょうか。
What are you trying to explain to us?
お聞かせいただけますか。
Will you please tell me?
ですね、確かに聡子はおじに連れ去られてからまだ2日しか経ってませんが、ひどい乱暴をされるのは時間の問題なんです。
Well, I know it's only been 2 days since her uncle took her away, but it's only a matter of time before he starts hurting her.
実際去年の時にも おじは聡子をひどくいじめていたんです。
In fact, Satoko suffered terrible abuse at the hands of her uncle last year as well.
そういういじめが行われるのは時間の問題だと思います。
We believe it's only a matter of time before that happens again.
だからそうなる前に聡子をおじの元から救い出してほしいんです。
So we would like for you to save Satoko from her uncle before it
で
does.
も聞くところによれば相談所は様子見ってことになったそうじゃないですか。
But from what we understand, the Child Consultation Center has decided to wait and see, right?
様子見なんて聡子を見殺しにするつもりですか？
Are you going to neglect her?
聡子が虐待を受けていないから助けなくていいなんてよく言えますね。
I can't believe that you left her there just because she's not getting physically abused.
虐待を受けたらその傷は誰が責任を取ってくれるんです？
Who's going to be responsible when she really gets hurt? Shion probably didn't like how politely I was speaking to her. She was already flaring up with rage at the social worker. It looked like Mion didn't want her to tear into her. However, she let Shion finish, as she'd get even more furious if we tried to stop her. The woman seemed to be used to people losing their temper, and she continued without reacting to Shion's
まず
outbursts.
誤解を解いておきたいと思いますけど、北条さんの件は現在対応中です。
I would like to make it clear that we are still working on her case. The results are still pending.
見殺しとか放置とかそういうわけではないんですよ。
We are not abandoning or neglecting her. Working on her case. They're not abandoning her. They're currently reviewing options, I suppose. While their mature phrasing made me start to think it might be rude and harsh to say they were abandoning her, Elena quietly opened her mouth.
でも昨日の時点では何もせずに帰られてますよね。
But you left her there without doing anything last night.
No one can ever fool Rina. Talking their time to review options was the exact same thing as abandoning her. Well, the fact is, they left her in that house without taking any actions to prevent her from being abused.
昨夜は相談所の者が直接お伺いし、ご事情を伺わせていただきました。
We sent a social worker to her house, and they met with their guardian.
それ以上のことはプライバシーがありますのでお話しできませんが、決して見殺しなんてことはありません。
We cannot talk about the case any further for privacy reasons. However, we are not neglecting her.
北条さん親子が健全な生活を送れるよう引き続き指導していくつもりです。
We are going to look after her and her father so they can have a healthy life together.
何言ってんです？
He's
誰
not
が
her
親子
father.
ですか？おじとめいです。
He's her uncle.
本当に事態を把握してるんですか？
Are you sure you really did an investigation?
失礼しました。
Excuse me.
おじとめいですね。訂正します。
You're correct. Their uncle and niece.
とにかく親権者と児童が健全な関係を結べるよう指導中です。
Anyway, we'll be directing them so guardian and child can form a healthy relationship. Shion had pounced on her mistake immediately. I didn't think she needed to be so snappy. But at this point, I was starting to understand how different their sense of urgency was from ours.
いや聡子は普通に生活してきたんですよ。
Oh, excuse me, but Satoko was living a happy life before,
おじなんかの助けもなく、
without any support from her uncle.
第一おじはそれまで1年間どっかへ蒸発していて、いきなり帰ってきて聡子をさらったんですよ。
First of all, her uncle disappeared from her life for a full year prior, and now he's returned and kidnapped her away.
それって誘拐じゃないんですか？
Is that a crime?
誘拐というのは言い過ぎですね。
It wasn't a kidnapping.
子は親権者の定めるところに住まなければならないと定められています。
It's the law that a child must live where their guardian appoints them to live.
民法の第821条で親権者はこの
According to Article 821 of the Constitution, the legal guardian of a child
1
is...
年間も聡子をほったらかしてたんですよ。
He neglected Satoko for 1 year.
なんであんな奴が親権者なんて言えるんですか？
How can he still be considered a guardian?
そりゃシオン。
Shion,
聡子の両親が2年目のたたりで死んだ時、ちゃんとそういうことになってるんだよ。
that's what the court decided when her parents died of the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
そうなのか？
Are you serious?
あんなやつでも親権者なんて名乗れるのか？
That guy is her legal guardian?
うん。
Yes. Yes.
民法の何条だかは知らないけど、未成年者は親権に服さないといけないと決められてる。
I don't know the specific article of law it's written in, but minors must abide by their guardians.
つまり、子である限り、誰にでも親権者はいるんだよ。
In other words, every child has a guardian.
いや、いないといけないんだよ。
They have to have one.
それは民法の第818条ですね。
That's Article 818 of the Civil Code.
それってのは
Should
つ
be
まり
saying 821 and
里子の
818.
両親が亡くなった時に自動的におじおばの夫婦にスライドするもんなのか。
When Satoko's parents died, her uncle and aunt automatically became her guardians?
うん。基本的には近い親族に決まる。
Yes. The closest relative gets custody.
貞子にはおじ夫婦しか親類がいないようだったからね。
It seems her aunt and uncle were Satoko's only relatives.
もちろん貞子たちが望めば、他の人が親権者になることもあったかもしれないけど、
If Satoko and Satoshi refused them, they could have had a different guardian, though.
ダム戦争の直後のひなみ沢で、ニック・キホジョウ家の子供ですから。
But they were the children of the Hojo family, the enemy of the dam conflict.
引き取り手なんて現れるわけないじゃないですか。
No one was going to take care of them.
引き手あまたであっさり君吉のおじいちゃんが後見人になってくれたリカちゃまとは事情が違うんです。
They were different from Rika-chama. Lots of people wanted to be a guardian, but Father Kimiyoshi got custody of her.
I knew that the Hojo family was in favor of the dam project, and the whole village hated her family for that reason, I'm assuming Keiichi. But I thought everything was over after they canceled the project and Satoko's parents died. Was I aware of the difference? The difference between how the villagers treat Satoko and how they treat Rika-chan? The villagers don't abuse Satoko like her uncle. But maybe there were small thorns left in the village, and they were stinging Satoko occasionally.
大きい声じゃ言えないけど、おじ夫婦より貞子の一家の方が財産は持ってたと思う。
I can't say this too openly, but Satoko's family had more assets than her uncle's.
親権者になれば、この財産管理権ができるからね。
And by becoming her guardians, they gained control over those assets.
だからおじ夫婦はあの後、シャーシャーと貞子の家へ引っ越してきて乗っ取っちゃったわけよ。
That's why they shamelessly took over Satoko's home.
あいつらの本当の家、知ってる？
Do you know where they used to live?
めちゃくちゃ小さくて狭いんだよ。
It was this ridiculously tiny place.
なんだか嫌な話だね。
That's horrible.
でも親権者が1年間も聡子ちゃんを放置してたんでしょ？
But this guardian neglected Satoko-chan for over a year, right?
それって親権者って言えるの？
Can he still claim custody of her?
どうなんですか？
Can he?
そうですね。
Well,
民法の4編4章に親権の喪失についての定めというのがあります。
in Part 4, Chapter 4 of the Civil Code, there are provisions for the loss of custody.
The page turning effect, the machine gun nature of it all. The woman opened a thick book on the counter and showed us that page. I didn't completely understand what it says on there, but it seemed that a parent can lose custody when they're being irresponsible.
つまり親の資格というのは取り消せるものなんだね。
So, the law can take away the right to be someone's guardian.
待て待て、裁判所がどうとか書いてあるぞ。
Wait a minute. It says something about court.
何？
Let me see.
家庭裁判所はこの親族または検察官の請求によってその親権の喪失を宣告することができる。
At the behest of the child's relatives or a public prosecutor, the family court may make a ruling for the loss of parental authority.
なんだこれ。
What the heck is this?
あんな奴の親権を奪うのにのんびりと家庭裁判所の判断を待たなきゃならないんですか。
So we'd have to sit around and wait for family court's ruling before he can lose custody?
そんな悠長な。
That's too slow.
いえいえ、本当にそのようなことがあった場合には児童の安全のため緊急の一時保護をすることもあります。
Well, if something urgent happens, we can temporarily protect her under our custody.
もちろんその場合も家裁の許可が必要ですが。
We will also need approval of the family court in that case.
その834条の親権喪失に北条哲平は該当しないんですか？
Here, Article 834 for the loss of parental authority. Doesn't this apply to Hojo Teppei?
親権者である北条哲平が1年間育児放棄をしていた事実。
It is the fact that the guardian, Hojo Teppei, abandoned his responsibilities as guardian for over a year.
それを相談所ではどうお考えですか？
What is the senator's opinion on that?
それはプライバシーがありますのでお答えできませんが、もちろんその点についても相談所の方で説明を求めています。
I can't answer for privacy reasons, but the senator requested an explanation on that matter as well.
で、その説明に納得したんで様子見ってことになったわけですか？
And you accepted his explanation, so you decided to wait and see.
ですから先ほども申しましたように、現在対応中です。
Like I've mentioned, we are currently working on this case.
児童の身柄ももちろん第一に考えますし、児童が健全な家族環境の中で暮らしていけるよう慎重に対応するつもりです。
The safety of the child is our number one priority, and we will make sure that she will have a healthy lifestyle in a safe environment.
We weren't on the same page at all. They just weren't understanding the urgency. I've never met this Teppei guy. I only know about the situation based on what my friends told me about last year and what Chie-sensei told us. But I still understood very well. I understood that something really bad was going to happen if we didn't take any action right now.
だいたい去年だってお嬢ば揃っていじめてたんですよ。
She was being abused by her uncle and aunt last year too.
そんなおじのところに預けてても大丈夫なんですか？
Are you sure the same uncle can take care of her?
その時のことが記録に残ってるはずですよね。
You still have the records from last year, don't you?
過去の件についてはプライバシーでお答えできませんが、もちろん総合的に判断した上で対応しております。
I can't discuss her past record with you for privacy reasons, but we are taking everything into consideration.
昨日も投稿してこないし、今日も投稿してきませんでした。
She didn't come to school yesterday, and she didn't come today either.
確かに学校には風邪だと連絡があったそうですが、おじに連れて行かれてから一度も学校に来てないなんておかしくありませんか？
He called the school and told them that she has a cold. But don't you think it's a bit odd that she hasn't come to the school since he showed up?
そうですね。ただ風邪で2日休むこともないとは言えません。
That's true. But then she really might be sick.
もう少し様子を見てもいいのではないかと思います。
I think we should keep our eyes on her and see what happens.
とにかく聡子がおじのところにいたいわけがないんですよ。
We just know that Satoko doesn't want to be with her uncle.
おじに無理やり監禁されてるんです。
Her uncle is forcing her to stay with him.
もちろん当方の職員が直接児童に聞き取りも行い、その上で判断しております。
Our social worker spoke with the child and made the decision after doing so.
結局あれですか？
So that's it, isn't it?
聡子の過去の嘘通報が今田を引いてるってわけですか？
Are you not taking this case seriously because she made a false report long ago?
過去の件はプライバシーでお答えできません。
I cannot talk about that for privacy reasons.
児童のために総合的に判断しています。
We're taking everything into consideration.
聡子のやつ、兄の聡に変に義理立てして虐待されててもされてないって言うと思うんですよ。
Satoko is telling you that she's not being abused because she feels guilty about her brother Satoshi.
だから聡子が虐待はないって言っても鵜呑みにしないでください。
She may have told you that she's not being abused, but I don't believe that statement.
打ちのめされた人間には助けを求める気力もないってことわかりますよね。
Do you know that people can lose the will to seek help when they have depression?
もうしのごの言わずに聡子を早く助け出してください。
Stop making excuses and hurry up and save Satoko!
聡子に何かあったら絶対許さないですから。
I'm not going to forgive you people if something happens to her.
私が真摯の対応しているうちに何とかしないと大変なことになるよ。
You'll end up hurt if you don't do something about this while I'm still asking politely.
よしなよしおん。
Stop it, Shion.
心象を悪くするだけだよ。
You're making us look bad.
相談所の人が言った時、おじがどういう態度をしたのかわかりませんが、
I
と
don't
にか
know.
くあいつは乱暴なやつなんです。
I don't know what her uncle said to the social worker, but he's a violent guy.
騙されないでください。
Please don't be fooled by him.
今日はそれを伝えたくて来たんです。
I just wanted to make that clear.
だからどうか一刻も早く聡子ちゃんを助け出す判断を下すよう保護司の人に伝えてください。
So please, speak with her social worker and persuade them to make the call to save Satoko at once.
よろしくお願いいたします。
We ask that you do this for us.
Some of us were getting emotional, but Mion calmed them down, and then I summed it up nicely. I stopped speaking to see what she was going to say next.
保護士さんではなく福祉士さんですね。
You mean our caseworker?
お話はわかりました。
I understand your concerns.
聡子さんのお友達
I'll tell them that Satoko-san's friends.
3、4、5人からその旨の訴えがあったことを児童福祉士に伝えます。
3, 4, 5. 5 of her friends came here and made an appeal to us.
引き続き慎重に対応してまいりますので、今後も何かございましたらお知らせいただければと思います。
We will continue to work closely on this case, so please let us know when you have further information.
どうか今後とも児童福祉にご協力いただければ幸いです。
Thank you for supporting the Child Consultation Center.
本日は貴重なお話をお聞かせくださり、誠にありがとうございました。
And thank you very much for sharing your valuable time with us today.
There was all this talk before about like not letting them close the door on them, but I guess they reached the end of what they could argue. I need to cough 1 second. Alright, here we go. We were still in Okinomiya. We were in the city park, devoid of playing children, staring vacantly up at the madder red sky, in silence.
なんだかうまくあしらわれた感じがしてならないです。
I feel like they didn't really listen to our story.
かといって邪険にされたわけじゃないし、
But they also didn't try to kick us out.
あの人は多分相談窓口の人で聡子ちゃんの件を直接担当してる人じゃないんだよ。
She's probably just the person who deals with the complaints, not the actual social worker that deals with Satoko-chan.
だからああいう言い方になっちゃうんだよ。
That's why she was phrasing everything the way she did.
ミオンはさっきのやりとりはどう見た？
What did you think about the whole thing, Myeon?
Well,
なんだか大木を相手に相撲を取ったような感じだね。
it felt like we were wrestling with a tree.
押しても来ない。引いても来ない。
We didn't get pushed or pulled.
あれじゃあ、壁に向かって独り言を言ったのと変わらないじゃないですか。
It was the same as talking to a wall.
そんなことないよ。
That's not true.
ちゃんと今日の話を伝えてくれるって言ってた。
She said they will forward our information to the social worker.
あの人は直接聡子ちゃんのことを知らないから、私たちから見たら冷たい言い方になっちゃうんだよ。
Like I said, she doesn't know Satoko-chan in person, so she didn't really have any stake in it herself.
レナ的には今日の手応えはあったと思うか？
So you think we accomplished something today, Lena?
無駄だったとは思わないよ。
I don't think it was a waste of time.
でも、本当の担当者の人には、私たちの熱意は伝わらないだろうね。
But I don't think our passion will be understood by the actual person who is working on the case.
北条聡子の友人5人が保護を求めて、本日夕方陳情あり。って程度には伝えてくれると思う。
So just tell them that Hojo Satoko's 5 friends came and requested for them to take her under their custody.
保護士じゃなくて福祉士でしたっけ？
What about the social worker?
その人に直接訴えることはできないんですか？
Can't we talk to that person directly?
さあね。
I don't know.
トラブルの多い職業らしいからね。
I heard it's a very tough job.
直接の接触って難しいんじゃないの？
I think it'd be difficult for us to meet him or her in person.
紳士の対応をしているうちに何とかしないと大変なことになるなんて脅迫しに来る人がいるくらいなんだからさ。
Someone even threatened to hurt them if they didn't do anything while she's still asking them politely.
According to Mion, there are lots of problematic clients who show up at the child consultation center. It's not a rare thing for them to get an aggressive visitor like Shion.
そういう相手に熱意を伝えるのって難しいね。
It's so difficult to tell them how passionate we are.
熱意を感情的と履き違えれば履き違えるほど向こうは冷めた対応をするんだろうから。
They might treat us coldly if they took our passion for simple anger.
ミオは天下の園崎家次期当主として役所の人とはだいぶ話してて話術にも長けてるんだろう。
I thought you were used to talking with government officials, Mion.
俺なんかよりももっとうまく話せないのかよ。
Can't you talk to them instead of me?
お姉の話術じゃないです。
It's not that she's good at talking.
お姉が園崎家のミヨンだから相手が平服してくれるだけです。
They just listen to her because she is Sonozaki Mion.
今日の対応見ましたよね。
You saw how they treated us today.
お姉が園崎だと名乗ったらあんな狭い部屋じゃなくてきっと応接室で所長が対応してくれてますよ。
If she announced herself as Sonozaki, we wouldn't have been in such a small room. We would have been speaking to the manager in a reception room.
ね。
Right?
Mion gave a vague smile and didn't comment. Mion's greatest weapon is her family name. Without that weapon, she's just as ordinary as the rest of us. I shouldn't be thinking about this, but if the Sonozaki family forgave Sato's family, it would be really easy for them to save her.
やはり園崎家は今でも北条家が嫌いなのですか？
So, the Sonozaki family still hates the Hojo family?
嫌いだって公言してる人はいないよ。
No one has publicly stated that we hate them.
でも根深いみたいだね。
But it runs pretty deep.
というかばあさんが北条嫌いの筆頭ですし。
That hag of a grandmother is the one who hates the Hojo family.
頭の中いつまでダム戦争やってるってんですか？
Her opinion hasn't changed since we were in the middle of the dam conflict.
死守同盟が解散して何年経ってるんです？
It's been so many years, but she still can't let go of the past.
しーちゃんやめなよ。
Stop it, Shita.
さとこちゃんはさとこちゃんだよ。
Satoko-chan is Satoko-chan.
私たちの大切な仲間。
She's our precious friend.
名字が何かなんて関係ないよ。
It doesn't matter what her last name is.
Shion went quiet, and there was silence for a while. But Anna was right. Just like how Satoko's last name doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what Mion's last name is either. The important thing is that our friend is being abused right now. We'd have to do everything we can to save her from that situation. We all looked up at the sky as we listened to the sound of cars passing by. We all felt hopeless. We had no idea what to do. Was what we did today going to help Satoko at all? It would have been better if they just kicked us out. That way, we could have been angry with them. But after being treated politely like that, we had no choice but to back off and see what they were going to do. We were forced to just wait and see what happens. Everyone was trying to figure out what our next option was. I couldn't expect Chia-sensei to tell us that everything was taken care of at the Board of Education. That would be too good to be true.
次はどうしような。
What should we do next? I muttered to myself, hoping that someone would respond with a good idea. But the silence reminded me that everyone was just as stuck as me.
圭一、
Keiichi.
リカちゃんか。
Rika-chan,
すまん。
sorry.
あれだけでかい口を叩いて、打つ手なしだ。
I was running my mouth off, but I have no idea what to do now.
信じない。
I don't believe this.
But as I looked at her, I realized that the expression on her face was stronger than ever.
昨日圭一がシオンに言った。
You told Sion yesterday.
今は思いつかないけど、きっと最前提を思いつくから俺を信じろって言った。
You didn't have a good idea at that moment, but you said you would figure out something. You told her to trust you.
だから私は信じた。
So I trusted you.
だから圭一の口から打つ手がないなんて、悲しい言葉が漏れるなんて信じない。
I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe that you would even mention that you have no idea. I'm not going to believe that.
I could see tears in her eyes. Rika-chan was sure that I could do something about the situation.
圭一が言った。
You said it.
運命なんて金魚すくいの網より薄く破ってやるって言った。
You said that fate is as fragile as a thin piece of paper.
私はそれを信じる。
I'm going to believe your words.
今でも信じてる。
I still believe you.
だってあなたは運命なんかやすやす打ち破ってくれる人なんだもの。
Because you can easily defeat fate.
だから助けて。
So please help.
この運命から
Help us escape from this fate.
聡子助けて。
Help Satoko. Help her.
A tear rolled down from the corner of her eye. My heart was feeling the same way. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it! An innocent girl was becoming a prisoner of a tragic fate. She desperately needed help. I told them that they could trust me. In other words, that they could count on me. That they could bet on me. Betting is not an easy thing. If I lost, they'd lose their coins too. What does it mean to trust someone? It's about making a bet on that person. It's about betting a coin. It's about betting hope. Trusting someone is tantamount to placing your hopes in them. I told Xion yesterday. I told her to trust me. I didn't say it just because. I knew that those words meant something very serious. But now, after betraying Rika-chan and seeing her tears, I finally realized just how serious it is. I look at Xion. She was in a rage again. Myung tried to calm her down, but she didn't have any ideas either. How about Lena? She's always very reliable in a situation like this. I expected to see her strength. However, Lena also looked depressed. We didn't even know if what we did was a meaningful thing. Lena looked down with a devastated expression on her face, since she couldn't come up with another option either. Darn it. I have to do something for them. Lena's blue fire will melt iron. Myung can be strong when the wind is in our favor. Xion is the same way. They will move forward strongly when the wind is backing them up, but they will grow weak when the wind is blowing against them. Despite the whole situation, Rika-chan still believes in us. She believes that we could do something if we all come together. That's right. We all agreed. We said to each other that we could make a miracle happen if we all work together. What am I? If Rena is the blue fire, I'm the red fire. I burn brightly and give strength to everyone. That's right. I'm Maibara Cage. I'm the magician of words. I have to motivate everyone. The blue fire won't light up unless the red fire does too. When the fire is lit, there will be wind. Mio and Shion will become stronger too.
ありがとうな。
Thank you.
リカちゃんが火打ち石を叩いてくれた。
You just made me realize something, Rika-chan.
そして俺という火が燃え上がってきたぜ。
Now the flames inside me are really starting to blaze.
ケイチ。
Kate.
We can't give up now. We're members of the strongest club ever. Nothing can stop us when we get together.
この俺があの程度でへこむなんて情けないぜ。
I can't become depressed over a small thing like this.
リカちゃんの言葉で目が覚めた。
Rika-chan woke me up.
自分を信じろって言葉がどれだけ重いかってことを教えてもらったぜ。
I just realized how serious it is to have people trust in me. Rika-chan knew her personalities well, and she figured out just who she should motivate first. Whew. I'm really starting to burn up.
おいミオ、
Hey, Mio!
いつまでしょぼくれてやがる。
Stop being depressed.
ここは怒り狂うところだぜ。おい。
This is where you're supposed to get angry, man. Everyone looked at me with wide eyes as they turned at my powerful voice. They were both surprised by my sudden shout, and waiting in anticipation at the vigor of my call. More and more clearly, I could see it. This was Maibara Cage's role in this club.
さっきの対応は客観的に見てまずは空振りだな。
I don't think we did anything at the Child Consultation Center.
多分レナの言うようにクラスメートが5人来て陳情って程度のメモ書きで終わっちまうんだろ
Just like Rena was saying, they're just going forward a small note saying that the five of us made a visitation.
う。だからああいう対応をしちまったら俺たちの怒りに火がついちまうぜ。
Being treated like that has lit the fires of our anger.
確かに木で鼻をくくったような感じだったけど。
You're right. It feels like they gave us the cold shoulder.
俺たちは貞子の緊急の危機を訴えてんだぞ。あの対応はねえだろ。
We're trying to get them to realize how much danger Satoko is in.
ここは戦うとこだぞ。
We have to fight now.
こんな公園で仲良くしょぼくれてる場合じゃねえ。
We have no time to be sitting all depressed in the park.
でもケイチ君、
But Kate,
次に私たちは何をしたらいいんだろう。
what are we supposed to do next?
お前らまさかもうこの程度で晩作が尽きたとか思ってんじゃねえだろうな。
Don't tell me that you think we have no more options left.
お前らこれが部活なら全員ビリだぜ。
If this was a club activity, you guys would be losing right now. This is fun. I was feeling depressed too, but now I've got a burning passion in my heart. I felt like I was cheering myself up. Why was I being so sad? If I wanted to save Satoko, I had no time to rest. This is like the final seconds of the last round of the boxing match where we're at a disadvantage. If I stand here stupefied, I'll lose by indecision. So the only option is to press the attack. Was I supposed to give up just because I couldn't knock out the opponent with one punch? No! If I couldn't take him out in one, I'd have to throw 2 or 3 punches. I'd have to try until I could finally knock him out.
連打あるのみってまた明日も陳情に行こうってわけですか？
You're saying that we're going to go there tomorrow?
近いけどちょいと甘えな。
Close, but not exactly.
何を考えてるんだか知らないけど
I have no idea what's on your mind.
なんだかおじさんも面白そうな気がしてきたよ。
But it sounds very interesting.
これで泣き寝入りなんて我がぶらしくもない。
It isn't like a club to cry ourselves to sleep.
この程度の逆風跳ね返してみせなきゃね。
We need to turn this headwind around.
Yes, Mio is getting her willpower back too.
そうだね。 圭一君の言う通りだよ。
That's right. I agree with Kate-kun.
いじけてた自分が恥ずかしい。
I'm ashamed that I was so depressed.
戦おう。
Let's fight.
でもケイちゃん、具体的にはどうしようってわけさ。
But what exactly are you trying to do?
みんなもちょいと思い出してみな。
Remember, everyone,
あの相談員は俺たちに宣戦布告をしてくれやがったわけだが、
that
ご
woman,
丁寧にも次の手も教えてくれてたわけさ。
that woman really ticked us off today. But she also told us what her next option is.
多分意識しなかったんだろうけどな。
She never thought she was giving us a hint.
墓穴を掘ってくれたもんだぜ。
She made a huge mistake.
しかもそいつはどうやら俺の最も得意とする戦術になりそうだぜ。
On top of that, that next option is something I'm really good at. 日暮らしの泣く頃に帰 All right. New tips unlocked. Receptionist note. The bank book frustration. Fire burning deep within. Without the passion of the heart, she'll never be saved. All right, let's view new tips. Receptionist note. No. Number. Date. Year. Subject. About Hojo Satoko-san. I should be doing the voice. Subject. About Hojo Satoko-san. Visitor. Maebara Keiichi and 4 other friends. They are requesting protection for Hojo Satoko-san to save her from being abused by her uncle. Already being dealt with? I'm cleaning out the refrigerator, so please remove your personal belongings by this evening. Teppei suspected that Satoko was hiding more money somewhere. But in reality, she had none at all. Teppei had asked her how she survived until now, but she told him that she didn't have to use any money because she was living with a friend. Teppei had made some money off of illegal gambling. While he had some of that money saved up, he had no intention to use it on living expenses. However, there was no way Satoko didn't have the money. Teppei was convinced of that. Teppei's wife, Satoko's aunt, must have taken away the family bank book when Satoko's parents died in the accident. But her aunt also died last year, and Satoshi's gone too. That means Satoko should have hidden the bank book somewhere. However, no matter how much he threatened her, she told him that she didn't know anything about it. He continued to question Satoko, still believing that she was hiding it somewhere. He couldn't beat her because her teacher in the child consultation center would suspect him. So he wouldn't beat her. Instead, he spoke to her in a loud and violent voice and broke furniture in front of her. Threatening people like that is Teppei's forte. However, Satoko continued to claim that she had no clue about the bank book. She didn't seem to be lying. After destroying the whole living room, leaving Satoko frightened like a scared little animal, Teppei finally believed that Satoko had no idea where the bank book was. In that case, where could it be? Teppei had 2 ideas. One idea was that his wife hid it somewhere in secret. The other idea was that Satoshi took it after his wife's death and hid it somewhere else. Either way, he was certain that it was hidden somewhere in this house. He told Satoko to clean up the mess he made in the living room and started searching around the house. Teppei was starting to get bored with Satoko. He'd heard that Satoko's parents had a lot of money saved up, but his wife had taken control of that money herself. Since his wife had been quite thrifty, he was sure that she left the bank book somewhere without using it. Once he got his hands on that money, he could move somewhere else entirely. Teppei was still acquainted with a few people from the gambling spot in Gogura. I don't know if it's Gogura or Gogura. People he used to help out are still hanging around that area. They still owe him. They should at least let him crash there. It was great that Satoko takes care of all the chores around the house, but Teppei felt uncomfortable about being watched by both the school and the consultation center. Oh, poor him. Teppei, all too aware that he's a man of violence, couldn't stand living with Satoko without being violent towards her. The more he suffered, the stronger his urge to beat up Satoko grew. Since Teppei only knew joy through forcing others who resisted to submit, testing to see how violent he could be before the helpless Satoko resisted him was something he was excited to try eventually. Still upset over the visitation by the school teacher, Teppei promised himself that he would destroy Satoko's life before leaving the village. It's awful. It's just awful. I don't know how much more I can continue. Maybe I should leave it here. It's short even by Higurashi Stream's standards. But my voice is kind of hurting. I thought earlier in the week maybe I could transition to do more Silent Hill 4 The Room at the end of the Higurashi stream, but that I do a lot of voice acting for 2. So, yeah, I guess I'll just leave it here. Unless I can figure out a game that's not something I absolutely need a lot of people to flock to. I don't want to play Warriors Orochi right now. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it here. Because I can't think straight right now anyway. I'm tired, and I might be having pot symptoms right now. Kind of makes you feel a little floaty or lightheaded. Yeah. I'll just leave it here. So thank you for watching, everyone. As always, if you like what you see, feel free to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I stream on Twitch and upload the VODs to YouTube later. The YouTube VODs are forever. The Twitch highlights aren't. But yeah, I enjoy doing this. So and feel free to join me in Discord or follow me on Blue Sky or X to get notifications as to when I go live. I also post stream schedules all those places. So yeah. Yeah, make sure to save it. I almost didn't. Anyway, I'll leave it here. So until next time, I'm Regulus Pastor. Wale!